So this is a series of videos that we're going to do to support our book. If you want to know more about the book, click on the link below and it'll take you to where the book is. So on this video, I'd like to cover the proper way to hold the leash. So practice thumb, grip, hold it up to here like this if you have to, but don't put it through your wrist. Mainly because it's dangerous is you'll see people do this, okay? Now this is, you think this is convenient because it dangles. If you have a 1 pound dog, maybe that's okay. But what happens is if your large dog starts to pull away, you can't get out of it, okay? Your dog is now pulling you down the street, or he's gone behind you like this, and you can't let go of the silly thing. He's behind you, pulling you like this. It's really dangerous. If they pull like this all of a sudden and you can't let go of it, what's going to happen right here is you're going to lose something, you're going to break something. I've had a customer get pulled like this down the stairs and they broke his arm because he could not release the leash, okay? If a dog pulls you like this, and I know big dog owners have been there, when they pull like this, it hurts, and it's dangerous as all get up because now you're spinning around walking backwards with this very large dog pulling you. So please don't hold it like this, okay? Don't wrap it up, okay? It's not convenient, it's really dangerous, okay? So you only want to have this much leash on here. If you have to emergency get rid of it, you're still stuck, okay? The way you grip it is you put your thumb through the handle like this, and then you just grip it, okay? When you grip it like this, I've done quite a few Rottweilers where they would try to pull away from me and they can't. They're not gonna, unless I open my fingers, this leash is not coming through my hand. I don't care what kind of dog it is, it's not coming through, okay? So you put your dominant hand, that can be either side, put your thumb through here and just grip it with your fingers. That's all there is to it. This stays the same. Your thumb is not gonna go through your fingers. As you're grasping it, you've got a really good grip. The other reason for this is that I always know where the end of the leash is, okay? So as the dog rotates around me, if he rotates around this way, I can put my hands behind my back, put my other thumb in here, grasp it, and I know where the end of the leash is, okay? As fast as that dog can go around you, I can switch hands. And you know how that works when you're sitting here and the dog flips around behind you, you can just rotate like this. It works really, really well. So leash management is very important when you're trying to keep the leash from going underneath your dog. We've all been there where we're walking down the road and we look over and the leash is underneath the dog and it's behind him and it's all tangled up. So I want to cover a little bit about how to manage that. This takes a little bit of practice, so just get the gist of how this works and then practice it. First of all, you get the end of the leash and you put it in your dominant hand. My dominant hand happens to be the right. So this is always here. The end of the leash is always in my dominant hand. I always grip it like this, okay? My other hand is what manages the length of the leash, okay? So if I want my dog next to me, I'm gonna slide the leash through my other hand, okay? And then I'm going to grip it and hold it at that length. My dominant hand really doesn't matter here. All of that leash that usually trips your dog should be between your dominant hand and your other hand. That's where all that slack goes, okay? Because the slack being here, your dog can't trip over it. So when I want my dog next to me, I'll pull the leash through to where the length that I want and the distance that I want my dog, and then I'll grip it here, okay? So as we're walking down the sidewalk to where we are, I have him right here. The other opportunity that you want to make sure is that the leash is always loose, okay? Now we call it a J. You see where that, when the leash is loose, the natural weight of the leash will keep the collar loose. That's where you want it right there. You want it loose on your dog. If the dog is pulling in the leash, you'll need to fix that. But you want him to have a J right there. The leash is so far down that it's loose, but it's not on the ground where he can walk over it, okay? That's where your left hand is. It takes practice. So let's say now he's here, the people have walked by, and it's okay for my dog to go over there and sniff. I don't want to walk in the grass, I want to let my dog walk in the grass. I'll loosen up my left hand and I'll let it slide through my left hand, okay? The dominant always has this end of the leash. I always know where this is. So now I'm going to loosen it up, I'm going to let it slide through the hand, and now I can let him walk the full 6 feet. Oh, there's somebody coming towards me. I need to get my dog closer to me. dominant hand, I'll pull it through my other hand until I get to the distance I want, and then I'll clamp it, okay? But I clamp it until I get that J. I don't want it tight. That's teaching your dog to walk on a tight leash, and we don't want that. So as he walks away, it just slides through until you release a good boy. I know. As he comes closer, you pull it through with your dominant hand and clamp it, okay? It does take practice. That is actually a technique. Once you master it, you'll love it, because what'll happen, the main thing that'll happen is he won't get in underneath his feet. The video that you just watched is an exercise from our book, Keep Your Paws on the Road. If you'd like to get a copy of it, check out the links below. And as always, keep your paws on the road. Watch is an excerpt from our book, Keep Your Paws on the Road. If you'd like to get the book, check the link. Sometimes our dog's a cow and he eats grass.